Hello and welcome to class number 9 of Advanced CAD. This is chapter 15. We're going to be looking at creating an assembly drawing with a bill of materials. Normally I would have my part or assembly model up to create a drawing from it, and I would come here and say make drawing from part or assembly. In this case we're just going to load a drawing up. We're going to say ANSI C size and say OK. At this point it's looking for us to load up a model or part to put a drawing on. We're just going to cancel this so we can look at the properties of the sheet. Here you can see the scale is set to 1:1. We're set for third angle, which is what we use in the United States. First angle is for Europe. Our first label will be A. The next datum label will be A. We have a C size format which is displayed on the sheet. We can just say apply these changes. Now we're going to add an assembly to this drawing. To do that we come over here to this symbol, the view palette. We click the triple dots that allow us to browse, so we can browse to our files for this lesson, and we'll choose the aluminum enclosure assembly. Open that up. That gives us a series of views over here that we can just click on and drag, so I'll drag the ISO over. The SOLIDWORKS automatically scaled this down. We can keep it at 2. We can change it to a custom scale here at 1:1. Or we can go back to the sheet format properties and we can change it to 1:1. I'll just leave it like this. Now the next step is to add a bill of materials to this. To do that, we select the assembly we want the bill for. We come up to tables and we say bill of materials. And then we look at the properties we have for this. According to the book, they want the parts only and display configurations of the same part as separate items, and this display as one item number checked. So we'll say OK to that, and that will give us a bill of materials that we then bring over and drop on our screen. So let's make some alterations to the bill. The first thing we're going to do is set the height of all the rows. So we select them all, we right click, we come down to formatting, and we select row height, and we're going to set them all to be 1/2 inch. Now we're going to add another column. That'll be over here. So we'll click on the D, we'll right click, we'll say insert, and we'll say column to the right. We're going to select a custom property, and that's going to be finish. And now the finishes are listed on that last column. Now over here at the part number, we don't have actual part numbers, we have like descriptions. So let's double click on the B. We're going to change that to a custom property, and then we're going to change that to part number. Okay, looking good. Let's select them all again and center them. Okay, and we can clean up the spacing here by double clicking on the A, B, C, and D, but we can't do that on the last one. And you can see that the lettering doesn't look quite right. What you do in this case is you come down to that first cell below the letters, and you just drag out a little bit, just like that. Alright, let's put this down in the bottom. Let's get a fully assembled view of this, so we'll come back over here to the view palette, and we'll select the isometric and we'll drag that over. And let's change this to a shaded view. All we do is come over here, and we'll scroll down, and we'll just select the shaded with edges, and there we have a shaded view on our drawing. Now we're going to look at updating the title block of a drawing. In order to do that on this particular drawing, we're going to need to right click and edit the sheet format. I'm going to drag my cursor slowly over this empty box and we'll see a little A there. That means there is text, but it's associated with a property, a sheet property. And the same thing with the title, and the drawing number is associated with the file name. So I'm going to look at these things and see what they are, and I'm going to create those properties for this sheet. This one's called company name. So I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to go up to the properties, and I'm going to create the first one and call it company name. And that's going to be text, and I'm going to call it Patco. And then I'm going to create another one called drawing number. That'll also be text, and I'll give it the drawing number that they have, 011-47-260-1. Okay. Now you can see that Patco has come up because the property now matches the link for the title. I need to go back and edit the sheet. I come back in and I click on this and I come over here and say link, and we're going to link that one to the file name. Say OK. And we're going to double click this and we're going to set this to be 20. There, that looks better. And then this is currently linked to the file name, so we're going to select this and delete that. And now we're going to link this to the property we just set to be the drawing number. And we'll say OK. And we'll also set that one to be 20. And that looks much better. Now we can exit out of this. Before I do, we can just edit this to be whatever we want. And when you work for a corporation, they may have a form set up. You would come over here to custom properties and they would have a form, a property tab that would be made up, and you could just fill this in and that would automatically fill up the title block without you having to come up here to the properties and set all those properties or double click on the title block to fill in that information. The last step is for me to add the balloon text. This can be done manually by selecting the balloon command and clicking the item and dragging out, saying OK. These numbers will correlate to the item numbers on the bill of materials. This can also be done automatically. We select the auto balloon command and then we select the assembly, and this will automatically create all your balloons for you. The balloons are connected to a magnetic line. They can be pulled off the line and put back on the line. Their purpose is to keep your balloons organized. You can drag it out, move them all out at the same time. You can come in and move them so they make more sense. And that's it for this one. Give it a shot and send it to me on Blackboard and I'll take a look. Thank you very much.